It is 7:29. One more minute. We'll go ahead and get started right at 7:30. Appreciate everybody being on the call this evening for our workshop 106 at funmahome.org. And if I haven't met you before, my name is Scott Grimm. I'm Vice President of Business Development here at funmahome.org and Director of Fundraising. And obviously, that's what we're here tonight to talk about is our incredible, really, second great pillar, I call it, of funmahome.org, and that's our fundraising opportunity. It's really an opportunity for us to really start making money or making some income right away from fundraising. And we'll share a little bit about how some of us are starting to do that, even today. So it's a great opportunity. And if you're new here tonight, and I know we're going to have a few new people here tonight because I've talked to a few today that are coming on board. I really suggest that if you're new to our fundraising as an associate and you haven't gone through our workshops to this point, it's really critical that you do that. Our workshops can all be found on funmahome.org's YouTube channel. So you just go to YouTube and you type in funmahome.org in the search bar, and it'll bring you to our funmahome.org YouTube channel. And there you'll be able to start in workshop 101, and you'll be able to work through up into including last week's 105, workshop 105. And today we're going to be picking up where we left off last week. So the thing about, the thing about any business opportunity, in fundraising is no different, is that, it starts with vision. It starts with, having a plan, developing a plan, setting goals, things like that. So it's important that you start from the beginning so that you understand, the very foundations of everything that we're doing here, okay, at funmahome.org, especially with regards to our fundraising. So it's great to see somebody coming on tonight's call and looking forward to what the Lord has for us tonight at Workshop 6. So we got just a few more coming on here, and we'll go ahead and get started in just about 30 seconds or so. We'll wait and see if anyone else jumps in. I'm sure we'll get interrupted a few times with some folks coming on last minute, but that's okay, even a little bit late. As always, I always ask that we operate, and you showed me the grace that's needed. These live Zoom calls can be challenging, and especially with right now, just myself, operating the Zoom and videos and different things that we're doing. Sometimes it can be challenging, but I love it. I mean, it's incredible that you and I can get together online on a Zoom call like this and really kind of be like in each other's living room, so to speak. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I just want to, and you'll see that I do a lot of this as we're doing these workshops. I believe that repetition is very important, and I like to go over, last week what we covered, and we do some things, repetitiously on purpose because we want to make sure that everybody is on the same page. That's so important. And when we have repetition in teaching, we have repetition in any type of a learning environment. That's really the way that we learn. So I know in every type of an instructional setting, the best way that I learn is for me to hear it, even from numerous people, but numerous times to be able to take notes and things like that. So, I would suggest that, if you're the kind of learner that I am, that you take some notes and, that you get rid of all the distractions that you might have. Personally, I think it's pretty important on these workshops, if you're really a lion and taking this seriously and looking at it as a way to start increasing your wealth and provide opportunity for you and your family in the future, that you try and watch this on a computer, a laptop or something like that instead of your cell phone. there's text that we'll be looking at and things like that. So it's much easier to, be able to discern and to read and see, the different types of things and tools that we're going to be talking about sharing. So, those are things that as a student, we should just be, doing anyway, if we're really serious about our opportunity. So this is, again, Fundraising Workshop 106. The previous 5 workshops, 101 through 105, can be found on funmyhome.org's YouTube channel. You just go to YouTube in your browser, and when you get into YouTube, in the search bar, type funmyhome.org, and our YouTube channel will appear. And once that appears, you'll be able to scroll down and find Workshop 101, and you need to start there if you're new here tonight to the fundraising opportunity, and then work through all of the previous 5 workshops to get caught up with this. I think that's very important. A part of me wishes that we wouldn't, entertain bringing on people into the workshops, but I feel that because we're doing a lot of repetition, that we'll still keep that door open for folks to come in and catch up. Our intent is, and you'll see as we're moving forward, is to be able to, have a system in place where anybody that's coming in, no matter where they are, as a new associate that's coming in, can be able to, pick up where we left off at funmyhome.org, and if they're coming in new to the opportunity, that they can start at the very beginning and be able to walk through the entire teaching and workshop series, so that they'll get all of the information that they need. So again, this is what we call the second great pillar of our grand ballroom of opportunity at funmyhome.org. And it's part of what we call the Prosperity Project. And the Prosperity Project, we put God at the very center of everything that we do here at funmyhome.org. And we know that every good and perfect gift comes from above. So with God at the center of our universe, we will prosper when we understand, what it is that God is leading us to do. And then we simply, I like to look at it as, finding the vision that God has for us, and then joining the work that He's already begun for us. And it's kind of an interesting process of joining His work, looking for Him and seeking Him and direction and things like that. So God is definitely at the center of what we're doing here at funmyhome.org. So communication, we feel, is critical. We want to clearly communicate to all our associates on an ongoing basis. Again, this goes back to the repetition, that we are putting together an automated system of instruction. So here with the fundraising, what's the automated system? It's that on your back office soon, you'll have all of the workshop videos for fundraising, so that if you're starting brand new, you'll be able to walk through those workshops. And that's the system that you'll be able to use, bringing on new associates on your team to get them started in fundraising. We're doing this in every one of our 6 verticals that we've got at funmyhome.org. And by verticals, those are different opportunities for us to create wealth or income here at funmyhome.org. So when you hear the word, vertical in a business opportunity, it's talking about a opportunity that you have at your disposal to start, earning income, or something that you can participate in that's going to start to generate some income and wealth for you. So we just let a few more folks in. Welcome to our call here tonight. So let's talk about vision, because it's very important. Without a vision, my people perish. God's word says so. Our vision is to successfully build a nonprofit organization that goes from a place of lack, which is a new startup that doesn't have a lot of resources, to a place of overflow or an overabundance that really starts to spill over and enables us to grow as an organization, enables us to bless others, enables us to hire more people, enables us to have more events. So we go from that place of just getting started with the vision to a place where we're able to maintain what we have, and then we're able to grow to the next level, which is the grant ready. We're very close to that. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. So vision is very important, and what we're trying to do here individually, if you're really a lion leader or where you're an eagle and you've got that laser focused vision where you know what you want to be able to create, as far as wealth and opportunity for you and for your family to fulfill the purpose that you've been called here to do. Our vision is to successfully raise up 100 seven-figure nonprofit organizations, or hubs that I like to call them, around the country that will produce a six-figure income for those lion leaders that really catch the vision of the fundraising opportunity that we have here at fundmyhome.org. Our mission, very important that we understand our mission statement, providing value-added services to our clients and empowering our associate members to achieve the life they were meant to live, while helping to abate the unpopular and pervasive phenomenon of home rentership presently threatening low to moderate income families, the millennials, and among others, the workforce and recent graduate of this great nation and abroad. And always make sure when we're communicating this, that we're doing it in collaboration with our 501(c) Real Estate Mortgage Grants and Down Payment Assistance, Inc. And you should be able to articulate that, learn that, know what our nonprofit name is. It's Real Estate Mortgage Grants and Down Payment Assistance, Inc. And it really says what we do here at fundmyhome.org. And here it is: by providing down payment assistance in a simple and expedited process to all participating mortgage qualified home buyers. It assists in the approval process of mortgage loans by providing home buyers with the funds they need towards their down payment and closing costs, and does so without income restrictions. So we've got a wonderful mission statement that speaks both of our for-profit company, fundmyhome.org, and our nonprofit Real Estate Mortgage Grants and Down Payment Assistance, Inc. And it really explains what it is specifically that we do. For those of you that might be new associates, or you're just getting back in the fold, you can go to your replicated website, and under the Home tab, you're going to be able to find our mission statement, and you should copy that, paste it, print it out, put it on your in your office somewhere, memorize it, be able to talk about it. One of the most valuable things that I've learned already in our mission statement is what I've got highlighted at the top, and that's the unpopular and pervasive phenomenon of home rentership. That right there is an educational tool that, in any type of nonprofit or any type of fundraising activity, or whenever you're sharing an executive summary, it's important that you're able to share what the problem is and how your opportunity helps solve that problem. So that is the problem. And most people don't even realize they are stuck in that unpopular, pervasive phenomenon of home rentership. They don't even realize that, that by them paying that rent every month, and many of them, on time, paying their bills, but there's over 40 million American families that are stuck right now in the pervasive phenomenon known as home rentership. And here we can educate them, and not only educate them, but be able to show them how we can help get them out of that vicious cycle. That's where the real victory comes in getting the resources needed to be able to achieve our goals. So, we've got to be able to, first we need to understand how great our mission is, a cause greater than ourselves, okay? And we need to get that down in our heart to where we believe it, that we've got something here of great value, that we've got a service that's going to help Americans, families in this country achieve the American dream. What a blessing that is to be able to offer that to others. So, very important. So again, looking at this, the roadmap, the funding roadmap when it comes to nonprofits, we want to get to this place of overflow of abundance, because we want to be a blessing to our children, to our children's children, to everybody that comes into our circle of influence. We need to first know where we are. And right now we are at that fundable stage. We are at the fundable stage, which is the second level, where we've got funds coming in now. We're raising some funds. We're getting some support. We are self-sufficient, so to speak. Most of our funding to this point, and it's great to see so many coming on the call tonight, but most of our funding to this point has been from our for-profit company, funneling money back in to be able to give those grants out. But now our second great pillar, that we've got the infrastructure in place in fundraising, we're at that second level, and we're now getting very close to the third level. So the second level is that we've got our 501(c). It's all fully documented. It's properly licensed. It's ready to do what it's meant to do. We've got a wonderful corporate office put in place with executive assistants. We've got quite a number of employees now. We've got victories under our belt. We've been able to onboard and help many people get their grants and get their homes, and we've seen our, if you want to call it, for the lack of a better term, our beta test run of being to see how our system works. It's working. So now we can go out and we're able to, once our executive summary is finished, we're able to start getting grants. In the meantime, we're now onboarding corporate sponsors. See, when you start to get large corporations, 501(c)(4s, and you start to get consideration for government grants and different types of grants that are available. By the way, last year in the United States, $850 billion were available to nonprofits in the United States just last year. So that's our market. Okay, that's the type of money that is out there available to us. And to get grant ready, we're very close to that. But before we can be grant ready, we need to have support from small companies, small organizations. We need to get a lot of people around the fire so that when we start going after the larger grant monies and the larger philanthropists that are out there that will give to a cause like ours, they want to see that other people are supporting it. So that's what we're doing here. We're building this infrastructure and getting ready to be able to really start going after the larger funds. And again, we'll talk more about our goal here, as a corporate moving forward. But we're starting out with wanting to get corporate sponsors on board with us. So we'll talk more about that in a minute. So what's our overall goal for our organization moving forward? We want to help 1 million families achieve the American dream by 2050. So in the next 30 years, that's our goal. And in order to be able to do that, we've got to raise the needed funds. Right now, our goal is to raise $12 billion over the next 30 years. Now, you might be coming on this workshop tonight for the first time, and you'll think, $12 billion, wow, that's a lot of money. Yes, it certainly is. Is it doable though? Yes, we've done our research, we've done our homework, and we know that we are certainly capable because our cause is so grand, our cause is so great, and the ability for us, we really have no equal out there as to what we're doing to be able to help people get their grants and get their homes. So we know that based on the marketplace of $850 billion just last year available just in government grants to nonprofits, and by looking at organizations such as Habitat for Humanity, and even we talk about Matthew 25 Ministries, a mom and pop ministry that was started out of Cincinnati, Ohio about 30 years ago. Last year alone, they raised over $270 million, okay? And that's without taking any government grants. So we know that over the course of 30 years, that we have such a great cause beyond ourselves that we are going to be able to raise and probably beat our goal of raising $12 billion to help 1 million American families achieve their dreams. So we got to have a plan, though, obviously. And again, this is just an objective overview of what we have as far as our plans. You'll hear a lot about this coming from corporate, coming from me and Henry and Ken and Ms. Peach and everybody. We are implementing what we call a proven, repeatable process system. Systems save yourself time, energy, and money. And if you have to have a system, if you're going to be successful, you have to have a plan to get there. Ours is to create a proven, repeatable process that's going to enable us to be successful in all of the different verticals that we have here at fundmyhome.org. So we're very much about systems and being able to repeat the process, even like, again, I'm being repetitive here tonight. When you're new to fundraising, we've got a process in place. You started Fundraising 101. You go through these workshops. You'll be able to get with your executive assistant that's going to help you answer questions, get you ready. So you're going to catch the vision. You're going to hear the plan. You're going to see some of the goals. You're going to start to participate. You're going to have homework, and those are all in each of the workshops that we're rolling out. So, and again, 90% of success is showing up. Glad you're here on the call tonight. We're extremely blessed to have so many on the workshop tonight. And if you are serious about your opportunity, you'll show up for all the meetings, for all the calls, as much as possible, because that's where you're going to learn. Not only that, when you as a leader show up, people will follow you. If you're a leader, followers follow leaders, okay? So if you're on the calls, they're going to come on the calls. If they come on the calls and you're not on the calls, they're not coming on the calls. That's just the way it is. Although you will get some followers that are leaders, and they will get on the calls and they'll pass you right by. We see that a lot in networking. We see that a lot in business. Leaders lead. And lions, they roar. They go out and they look for their lunch, okay? And that's what's going to happen out there. So if you're not serious about your opportunity, you don't really have the passion for it, it's going to be evident by you not showing up. That's one of the quickest ways. That's the sure tail sign for you that you're not serious, is you're not on the calls, you're not participating. So we want to make sure also that our plan includes getting you all of the tools that you need for the marketing, and that's what we are. We are a social media referring society, so we are the marketing arm for fundraising and for Real Estate Mortgage Grants and Down Payment Assistance, Inc. And we talk the talk, and our corporate executive assistants will walk the walk for us. Really, there's, like I said, there's no other equal out there when it comes to an opportunity like fundmyhome.org. So there's a lot of work that's been put into, getting these processes put in place, and for good reason. We want you to be successful. And really at fundmyhome.org, there's no excuse for you not to be successful. And you'll realize that as we move through these different workshops. You'll see that there's others out there that are utilizing the tools that we already have in place that are starting to find success. So if they can do it, you can do it. And that's our aim, is to get a proven, repeatable process. So now, again, we talked about, and I know we've got some new folks on our call here tonight that maybe don't know much about the fundraising and how it works. And boy, we're just blessed, like I said, to have so many coming on the call tonight. That's great. Normally, I don't show this video. I think it's important tonight that we do, though. I'm going to go ahead and click on here, and I'm going to show you a short video about the fundraising apparatus and how it works. Oh, maybe I'm not going to if it holds me up. I haven't used this in a while, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. But let me just share this with you. If you go to your replicated website, you're all associates here tonight, and you click on the career tab. Under the career tab, you're going to find a fundraising calculator. If you click on that calculator, you're going to find that our fundraising opportunity pays you 7.5% of every dollar that you raise. So in other words, if you raise $1,000, you'll get $75. It's paid immediately as soon as it clears payroll that week. Okay, so a 7.5% is a very large number. Matter of fact, that's a big, very big ticket number when it comes to sales. You hear about real estate agents, they're about 6%, and they usually split that, with the broker. So 3%, but here, if you go out and raise $300,000 like a realtor that sold a $300,000 house, you're getting 7.5% of that. That's incredible. That's an incredible amount of money. And that's what you have. But not only that, you'll see the income calculator that when you enter in the calculator, the amount of money that you want to put in there, if you put 100,000 in there, you're going to see that you're going to get 7,500 of that 100,000 directly paid to you that you raised. But you're also going to be able to build a team and get paid an additional 8 levels deep. So your first line's 5.5%, second 5%, 4.5, so on and so forth, down to 8 levels deep of overrides that you get off the team that you build. So take the time, go into your website. And by the way, we've got an incredible website. It's one of the best websites out there. Does it have problems? Yes. Does it have some glitches we're working on? Yes, but it's getting worked on every day. It keeps getting better and better. Go to the career tab, go into the income calculator. As a matter of fact, also, if you haven't been in your website in a while or you're new to it, you can go to your career tab and click on the Join Our Housing Movement drop-down menu. And to become an associate, you're going to see in there that how the fundraising works. So the 7.5% that's paid to you is paid, like I said, for all your personal efforts. But those overrides are put into an account for you, and they're to be used towards your own down payment, your purchase of your own home, or when you bring in the next grant recipient, all that money is then available to you that's been building up in your account by your downline. So, but you'll read all that in your back office so that you understand just how that works. By the way, when you go through your onboarding, if you haven't yet, and you're on the call tonight, you haven't gone through the hour to hour and a half long onboarding process with your new executive assistant, you need to notify support at fundmyhome.org. They'll send you a Calendly link where you can go in there, click on the date and time that you want to do your onboarding call. As a matter of fact, you cannot qualify now from here moving forward to make any money and to be approved as an associate until you do your onboarding. And there's some, there's some time involved in that. It's an hour to an hour and a half, but it's very important. Again, we're not looking for, folks coming in here and giving us your $59 and not doing anything. We want you to be successful. So there's some accountability here. You will not find an opportunity out there that has done and continues to do so much for you like we are here at fundmyhome.org. So as a fundraiser, we know that we live in a new digital economy. We've talked about this in some of our previous workshops. So we're using, and our foundation certainly is God, okay, as our foundation, and we use His Word to operate in business. But as a foundation for our fundraising effort, especially with COVID-19 right now, we're in a digital economy, and it's really a new digital economy now with the COVID-19. Everything is online just about. That's where we're getting started. We're getting started online. So again, repetition. You're going to need to have some tools in your toolbox if you're going to be successful in fundraising. And I'll say this too, if you're going to be successful in building a team, whether it be building a team of realtors, whether it be building a team of associates, whether it be building a team of fundraisers, you're going to need to have some tools in your toolbox. What are they? Well, one is some apps. You're going to need to download some apps. Number two, you need to have a laptop or a desktop. If you think you're going to be able to operate this business off of your phone, you're sadly mistaken. It will not happen. You're not going to be able to do your CRM. You're not going to be able to do online ads, sponsored ads, things like that, and do it effectively off your phone. If you're sitting in on these calls on your phone, you're missing out because you might not be able to read the smaller print, the small text and things like that. So, you really need to have a laptop or a desktop. If you're going to have an online business, that's the way it is. If you're going to start developing your own funnels and videos and things like that, which you're certainly capable of doing, I know because I'm doing it myself now, you have to have the right tools. You've got to invest in your opportunity. So training, you're on here tonight. You get that part of it. You're going to need to be trained. You're going to need to pick up some new skill sets. Obviously, maybe not. Just depends. How deep you want to go with this thing. You can either pick up the skill sets, or you can hire people that have the skill sets. That's some of the things that I'm doing already. I'm starting to hire people. I've got my son, 19-year-old son now in here, and he's learned in the last 2 days more about how to create a professional video than I've learned in the last 2 months, okay? And he did it in 2 days. So he's now being paid by me to develop videos for fundmyhome.org and for specifically for my hub, getyourgrant.fundmyhome.org. He is now being paid by me to develop videos, and that's money well spent to me because now I can focus on the bigger things that I want to do. You need to have a budget, and you got to spend some money. If you think you're going to come into this online opportunity, even though we're giving you all these tremendous tools, and our goal is to raise up fishermen and teach you how to fish, not give you fish. We're going to give you fish, okay? But we're going to demand that you learn how to fish. So, you got to have set some money aside, and it doesn't need to be a lot. It might just be, a few dollars, okay, to run your first sponsored ad on YouTube or Google or Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, whatever. And that will then get you the leads that you need to start generating some income and get you some activity and get your funnel going. You're gonna have to put in some time. This is no different than any other type of business opportunity out there. It's going to require some time. Literally, a couple of hours a day, is definitely a necessity. If you're going to be successful in this business, you need to be on these calls. So time and perseverance. It's like anything else. The truth is, 90%, 10% of the people do 90% of the work. 10% of the people give 90% of the money. It's just the way it is. So, you're going to need to set aside some time. You're going to need to persevere. You're going to need to work through all the no's and those just mean they're not ready yet till you get to the yeses. You're going to need to persevere in your mindset. In the negative thoughts that come in, the unbelief that you might have, those types of things. I promise you'll be faced with those things. Okay, so we're going to talk about the motivational side of things and some of the mindset things that we need to be focused on here tonight in tonight's workshop. So, but you're going to need to realize that these are some of the things you're going to need. Obviously, we have to have a plan and a strategy. You might need to buy some new software. I did. I just bought more again yesterday. So, you're going to need to buy software. I bought software for me and my computer. Now I have to buy software for my son and his computer. By the way, he got one of my computers now. So again, it's investing, into my opportunity here. And you're going to have faith. We're going to talk more about that yet tonight. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. You'll have a vision, and because you see that vision and you believe it, you already can see it. When you believe it, you'll see it. It's something that you already see. That's not a vision. You already see it. It's already there. That's in the present or in the past. But a vision is something you see in your mind, in your mind's eye, and once you believe it, that you can get there, then you're going to start to, all the decisions that you make, in your life are going to start to lead you down that path of getting to your destiny. And that's what your vision is really all about, getting into your destiny. And then if you're like me, you're going to need a lot of help. Okay, so I'm 60 years old. By the grace of God, I've got a lot of energy. I know what my purpose is, and my purpose is to help others spiritually, physically, and financially restore that which has been lost or stolen. So that's why I'm so passionate about fundmyhome.org and being able to even help all of you. At the same time, I need a lot of help. I'm 60 years old. I've got a lot on my plate, and I'm asking for help. I've just put together what we call the Lions Leaders Advisory Council. Some of you are on this call here tonight. Thank you for stepping up. We've got 6 and soon to be 7, and that will be our number of fulfillment. The Lord's number, the number of completion will be 7. And we are going to then start meeting, and these counselors, advisors are going to help me moving forward in dealing with and making good decisions in marketing, making good decisions in our organization, making good decisions in our planning, in our goal setting, in all of these different things, so that we can be more successful. I need help. I'm asking for help, and people will step up when you ask for help. So that's very important. We talk about goals. In every session, we talk a lot about goals. So we've got to set some goals, and we really need to get started today. If you're on the call here tonight, it's the first workshop that you've been on, or if you've been on 3 or 4 of them or all of them, and you haven't set any goals yet, get started tonight. Get started today. Wake up tomorrow morning and start to get yourself some goals and write them down. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-based goals. Not just, my goal is to, maybe, make $500 this month or, something like that. You got to be specific, because out of that, those properly written goals, your plan will get developed. Okay. And that's where your plan comes from. So we used our example that my goal is to raise, this is an example, $6,625 by October 30th in order to generate $497 to help pay my rent. That's a very specific goal. It's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, it's time-based. Okay, So that's the kind of goal that you want to be writing. So there's some accountability to it, and now you got to be able to take that and say, okay, well, how am I going to do that? And you can start putting that plan together. So let's review last week's 105, where we communicated the following: the need to communicate. We did that again tonight, and how we're going to operate within an automated system of things. We talked about the level in 105 where we are as an organization. Again, we did that tonight. We talked about our mission and how it's important that is, and we talked about our corporate goals of 1 million homeowners by 2050 at $12 billion to meet the needs of these 1 million people getting their homes. We talked about our plan to get there and how it's going to start with our online infrastructure that we're building right now and rolling out. Last week, we discussed God's resources and how they are entities just waiting. I see I got a misspell there. Anyway, just waiting for us to call them down. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But these are all resources belong to God, and we've got to call them down through prayer and through asking. We'll talk about that more in a minute because I think it's repeating. We reviewed our homework assignment, and I shared my personal homework results with everyone last week. And then we opened up our open forum, which we will do again tonight. And we really would ask that you participate, even if you haven't done your homework yet. But if you've got some things that you're working on, tell us where you are. Some of the things that you might have done that's working, it's not working, some of the help that you might need. We want you to participate in our open forums. Okay, so that will come here in a few minutes when we get into that. We did an exercise last week, and I would like to just share this again, that as a reminder that resources are entities. Let me let someone else in here. Resources are entities in the kingdom of heaven waiting for me to call them down. And I call them down through prayer, and by asking, I call them the kings and those who have my resources that are in my path that I need to accomplish my goals. What does that look like? Well, what will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We know, that we are in these physical bodies. We're on the earth right now. But we also know that there's an invisible kingdom, and that heaven has come to earth. Jesus brought that when he came here. And because there's an invisible kingdom, in the spiritual realm, when we pray and ask anything in his name, it'll be done. But it's also going to be done on earth as it is in heaven. Okay, so it's already done in the spiritual realm, and now it needs to be done on the physical realm. So when we pray and ask God, whom all the blessings come from, that his will be done, and we ask him for the resources that we need, then he's going to answer that. He's going to move. He's going to speak to his angels that we know are ministering spirits going back and forth, to and fro. And those angels are going to speak to the kings out there. They're going to put circumstances and people in our lives that are going to position us. And all we got to do then is ask. And if we ask according to his will, those things will be done. And resources are looking for the right vision to attach themselves to. We heard that in, I think, Workshop 103, Miles Monroe, where he was teaching about government grants. He said government grants are resources looking for a vision. Okay, and all we got to do is ask. So, first we have to ask God, and when he prays, we know he hears us, and he's a giver of good gifts. He wants to bless us. And then we got to ask the kings that are put in front of us. Okay, and you might call this the hard work, but it's the fun part of it. It's really fun to participate in God's work and be able to ask others to help us fulfill our dream that God has put in our paths. And listen, most of the people that come into our paths are the people that God has placed in our paths because they've got the resources that we need to carry out the vision that he's given us. But we've got to ask them for it. That's it. And you shall receive. So, again, I hope that's adding value to you here tonight, that's very important that we ask. So again, now this is really cool. So we started out, I think 2 weeks ago, we had a goal of, I know I had a goal, personal goal, and a goal for our organization to get 100 corporate sponsors. And in return for them sponsoring us, we were going to ask them for a donation, $250 in the next 30 days. Well, we now have our first 5 committed to that. We've got 5 now, small business owners and or representatives that have agreed to sponsor us at fundraisingworkshop.org. So now we're working towards that goal of 100 in the first 30 days. So we've got 5 already. And we put now, because we have that goal, we've put the mechanisms in place, and we've done that with a marketing video that's available to all of you. We've shared that in the previous opportunities. Marketing video, I know that it works because I put it out there, and it will get the attention of a small business owner. It'll show them the return on the investment that they get for supporting our cause. So, this is one way that you can get started making money, is going out and getting corporate sponsors. We've got the tools to help you get those corporate sponsors. You've got to pray, you've got to ask, you've got to do the hard work, you've got to do, some sponsored ads, you've got to go out there and talk to some local business owners and things like that. And, it'll start to happen for you. How do I know that? Because it's happening for me. I'm using those tools. I'm talking to people. I'm sharing the vision. I'm able to articulate our mission passionately. I'm able to ask them, and they're answering that call. Okay, so we know that these types of things work. We're starting with baby steps. We got to walk before we can run. We got to crawl before we can walk. And my goal is to run like a foot soldier, and then eventually to be able to run with the horses. Okay. But we got to take these baby steps first. So we're doing that right now. We talked again, because we're rolling out online, about how to place an ad on Google. We went over that last week. YouTube, we've got a wonderful video that corporate has put together on again, fundraising.org YouTube channel, how to do a paid ad, a sponsored ad on YouTube. By the way, when you onboard, if you haven't onboarded yet, support at fundraising.org. You ask for the calendar. They're going to send it to you. Pick your date and time, onboard. For all of our associates now, you are going to actually, on your call with onboarding, you're actually going to get your funnel. You're going to get your YouTube sponsored ad all set up for you. And they've got all the mechanisms in place to be able to do that for you. Just think about that. Who does that? Nobody does. This is an incredible opportunity. And then we talked about Facebook and how to, we actually have a PDF that I can send out to anybody that emails me, scott@fundraising.org. I'm glad to send that out to you, that walks you through step-by-step how to set up a sponsored ad on Facebook. And, again, total transparency, I'm learning a lot of this stuff myself, but I know the value in it. And believe me, it's this new digital economy that we're in. It's important that we know and understand that. So last week we said we added another item of homework. So our homework prior to 106, which is tonight, was number 1, we're going to establish personal and team goals in writing for the next 30 days. Number 2, we're going to establish a written plan to achieve our goals. Number 3, we're going to get at least 5 donations of some sort before our workshop 104. And again, if you're here for the first time tonight, you're coming in, in workshop 106, you need to start at 101. You'll see all those things. Number 4, I'll set up my Facebook business page. I know I've done that. I've got over 80 followers now on my Facebook page. I've got 3 leads now on my Facebook page. I've got a group page set up now that's starting to grow. And that's where I'm able to start dealing with associates and people that are more interested in this. So again, that's one of our goals. It should be one of your goals. This is your homework. Number 5, I will invite all my associates to begin fundraising and direct them to start with Workshop 101. That's what I'm doing with all of you, okay? I'm inviting you and asking you to start at 101. If you're here new tonight, again, same thing you should be doing with your associates. Matter of fact, some of you on the call here tonight might have, a handful or a dozen or 2 dozen or 100 or 200 or 500 associates already in your downline, and they don't even know about fundraising. Okay, they might have fallen to the wayside, and they don't even know about fundraising, and maybe this is the one pillar, the one mechanism that just might pique their interest enough, and maybe they've got a passion for it. But if they don't hear it from you, they're not going to know it exists. Okay, so you need to circle back around with them. Hey, we got this new fundraising opportunity. It pays 7.5%, and you go out and build a team, and 32 cents of every dollar that your team generates can go towards your own home or in your account, and the next grant recipient that you bring in, you can get all that money. Pretty powerful. So that's part of your homework. But here's the one that we added last week. I'll engage at least 5 corporate sponsors with our video return on investment offer. So I would ask all of you that are on the call tonight, again, if you haven't done so already, this is the same homework that we're going to have for next week. And we're showing a lot of grace here as we're implementing our executive assistants and all these other things that we've got in place for you. Take a screenshot of this, take a photo of it, print it out, and start writing down your goals, establishing your plan to achieve your goals. Get your 5 donations, get your Facebook page and group page going. Invite your associates to be on next week's fundraising calls. Get them started on Work 101, or Workshop 101, and start engaging corporate sponsors. If you need some help doing all of that, I'm always here to help you. Scott@funmyhome.org. You can email me or be on these calls. So tonight, and boy, now you can see how important reviewing is. That I spent all that time in this workshop here tonight reviewing what we covered last week. I just want all of you to know that. But you know what? It's needed. It's needed for me. It's needed for you. And it's meant to challenge us, okay? And so that's a very important thing. Repetition is very important. So when we think of masters, certainly in the sports world, Tiger Woods is certainly someone that we'd all say mastered his craft. He's one of the greatest golfers of all time. And there's a lot of successful people are willing to do the things that unsuccessful people won't. Okay, so if you're going to be successful, and I don't care what age you are, I'm going to challenge you here tonight that we have got to become masters at our craft. And what is our craft? Our craft is to become digital marketers in this new digital economy, and we can do it. We can also use old school marketing techniques, hand-to-hand, face-to-face types of things and stuff like that, phone calls and things like that, absolutely. But we've got to become a master at, team building. We've got to become a master at our business opportunity. We've got to become a master at becoming a 7-figure fundraising hub, for example, things like that. So very important. So I want to watch a short video here together. Tonight, this was a video that we're going to watch this one first, that I actually listened to this morning. It's from Les Brown, so let's enjoy this here together.
Whatever you do, you want to develop technical mastery. You want to be the best at what you do. You want to master it. See, part of self-motivation is you've got to find something that gives you a strong sense of competence. Well, you become known for that. You develop a reputation of being good at doing that. You set some high personal standards for yourself. You're not competing with anybody else. You're just unfolding yourself to be the best person that you could be. That you want to give the best quality service that you can give, because that is a statement about who you are. The other thing that's the key to self-motivation is recognize the fact that you're going to get into some slumps. Recognize the fact that you're going to encounter a great deal of failure in life. It goes with the territory. But in the face of that, you want to be relentless. When you want something, you don't expect everybody to say, oh, you want this? Oh, great. We want to give this to you. You're such a nice person. You're doing it for your family, aren't you? Great. No, life isn't like that. No, many doors will be closed in your face. Many loans that you will want. And they'll say, no, you don't have enough collateral. You don't have enough credit. And most people will give up. But you've got to decide that I'm going to be fearless. I refuse to be denied. And I'm going to go all out. I'm going to be relentless. I don't care how many no's I encounter. I like something Isaiah Thomas said when he's getting ready for a basketball game. He said, I'm going to either shoot us in or shoot us out, but I'm not going to not do anything. And that's the way to go. You can't make a basket unless you shoot the ball. You can't hit a home run unless you take a swing at it. Most people won't even take a swing. Well, I probably won't make it anyhow. That's the conversation within. They probably won't give it to me anyhow. If you want something, you've got to be relentless. You've got to decide, I deserve this, and I'm going to have it. and you go all out to get it. That drives you. The next thing is that when you want something out of life, you've got to be willing to go into action. Don't wait around for things to be just right. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't wait for the ideal situation. It will never be ideal. There will always be a reason. Well, as soon as the children grow up, or as soon as I pay my bills, or as soon as I get my divorce, as soon as I get enough money together. A lot of people never take a chance in life. They don't want to take any chances. They want the situation to be ideal. See, that's not walking by faith. That's walking by sight. If I can see it, I'll do it. No. That's a lot of people saying, if I can see it, I'll believe it. No. If you believe it, you can see it. And don't be disturbed because no one else can see it. That's not unusual. That is ordinary. But because you want some different kind of results in your life, you've got to be willing to be unreasonable. If you want unreasonable results in your life, you've got to be willing to be unreasonable. Part of being unreasonable, you don't judge according to appearances. Part of being unreasonable, you can see it because you believe it. That's part of being unreasonable. Part of being unreasonable, you're like Paul, who said, you must have the faith to call forth those things that be not as though they were. That's part of being unreasonable. Most people won't do that. Most people say, call me when you get it together. The other thing is that one of the keys to self-motivation that empowers you is that you want to find a cause larger than yourself. Find something that you can contribute to. Find something that you can make a difference because you can. Part of what feeds your larger vision, part of what gives you a reason for being, part of what gives you your life is being able to give something back. Say, I can't afford to give anything. You can't afford not to give. Give your time. Give your talent. If it's nothing, just to go over and lick envelopes. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going over there. It's part of my tithing in the universe. Once you develop that special sense of mission, and that's what you develop when you're part of a larger cause than yourself, it drives you. You don't need an alarm clock to get up in the morning. You have special power. You'll go places and folk will like to be around you. They will know there's something different about you.
Okay, so, again, we've got to become a master. In order to become a master, it all starts deep within us. I don't know, where you are financially, but I think it would be a safe bet to say that I don't know that there's too many on tonight's workshop that have achieved all the generational wealth that they would like to. I don't know that there's too many on this call tonight that would say that they feel like they've achieved all of their dreams in life and fulfilled their purpose and mission. I would say that's a safe bet to say, so in order for you and I to be successful, whether it be at fundmyhome.org or as a father or as a business owner or, an entrepreneur in any facet of the market, you've got to become a master at it. So, if you're going to, and listen, I'll say this again, 90% of the people, okay, say they're going to do something, it's like setting the goal, the goal that I'm going to work out and lose weight at the New Year, and that's why gyms sell, the majority of their memberships are sold in January into February. And I think it's by the second week of January or so, 90% of the folks that paid for those memberships and now they've got a contract never go. They never even go back to the gym again. Okay, and that's true. There's nothing new under the sun. So it doesn't faze me one bit to look out and see. Well, we had 100 members on the call. Now we got 50. Now we got 40. Now we got 30. Now we got 20. Because we're getting real here. Okay, so let's come to a honest place of discovery, you and I, that if we're going to be successful, then we're going to have to master some things. right? So, that's what we're rolling out here. What's our goal? Our goal is to raise up, 100 seven-figure fundraising hubs across the country. And I know that on this call here tonight are a few that are actually going to do that, okay? And if you're one of them, then know that you're going to have to become a master at it. We've got some masters in our organization right now that are being very, very successful in team building and some other things. And I know that they're going to master this fundraising opportunity as well. But this just is not just about fundraising. This is about life, and if you're going to, like Les said, if you're sitting here waiting, for everything to be perfect, it's never going to happen. And you're just going to be waiting and waiting and waiting. And you're never going to see your dreams come to fruition if that's you. Now, I was going to watch another video here, but I'm kind of running over a little bit here. Time-wise, I want to open things up. But, I will say this, that time is running out, and Ben Franklin said, years and years and years ago, that time is the sequence of events that make up our lives. And, if you think about that, do we have control over the events of our lives? For the most part, we do. For the most part, you and I we have control over the events of our lives, but unfortunately, we don't take the time and make the changes necessary. In other words, we don't plan our time properly to be able to achieve our dreams. So, but for you and me, guess what? Time is running out. Now, I have a vision and a personal goal of making my next 20 years the best 20 years. I don't have to be doing this, okay? I can choose to do other things. I can choose to do some of the things right now that might put more money in my pocket here today, but I know that God's got me here because of my purpose to help others spiritually, physically, and financially. So I'll give you an example of that. Spiritually, I hope that tonight, spiritually, you're encouraged by hearing that God, who is in complete control of the universe, who created this universe, who created me and you, has complete control over all of the resources, okay? And that if he says to ask and you shall receive. Jesus said, when you pray, go into that secret place, go into your closet and pray to your Father who is in heaven, and your Father who sees in that secret place will reward you how? Openly. Okay, so, again, spiritually, I hope that helps you understand that if you're going to step out in faith and you're working for a cause greater than yourself, that you need to pray and ask God to give you the resources, and then be willing to do the work because God works through the people, and ask the kings and the people that have the resources that you need to be successful. And when you do that, you'll get the resources that you need, because resources are entities looking for a vision to attach themselves to. They're entities that are waiting for me and you to call them down. We call them down through prayer. And we ask, when we see them coming to us, we ask and we get the resources that we need. I hope that helps you spiritually. Physically, how can I help people physically? Physically, I'm helping my son right now, teaching him a new skill set. Physically, I handed him a computer today. Physically, I'm able to be face to face with him and encourage him. Maybe like yesterday, I bought him some dinner. Okay, so I was able to help him financially, right? So again, that's part of our mastery, is finding out what it is that we're here to do. What's our purpose in life? What's our why? And what's our why is very important too. So we're not, I'm just going to be frank. We're not playing flipping games here. Okay. This is serious. We have a cause greater than ourselves. We've got an opportunity that's unparalleled out there today. And we've got a vision that is driving us to do everything we can to see that you are successful. We have a prosperity project that is a grand ballroom of opportunity for you. But time is running out. So we need to take control of our time. and we need to make the changes that are necessary if we're going to be able to achieve the dreams that we have. So, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. Now, can you and I at 60 years old, 70 years old, 80 years old, go out there and engage in this new digital economy? You bet your bottom dollar we can. Absolutely can. We are making it possible for you. But you know what? You got to lean into that. You got to lean into that. You got to believe it. Belief is the field that creates your reality. When you believe it, you'll see it. And you won't see it until you believe it. Vision is seeing beyond where your eyes can see. It's seeing beyond where your eyes can take you. But when you see that in your mind's eye, and because you have that vision and you believe it, then you'll see it and you'll start to see those things materialize. As a matter of fact, it'll shape every decision that you make in your life, and it'll continue to lead you into a narrower and narrower path. It'll lead you into a narrow path of people that you hang out with. It'll lead you into a narrow path of people that you allow to take away your time during the course of the day. I'll be honest with you. If you're one of the folks that, you haphazardly come to a call now and then, and you don't do your homework, you don't even look at your own website, you haven't onboarded yet, and you're out there complaining, don't waste my time, okay, on these calls, because you're not serious. But if you're serious, I want you to hold me accountable. I want you to challenge me. I want you to hit me up and say, Scott, I need your help, and if I can't help you, I'm going to lead you to somebody that will. But this is real, and we're just going to be, we're going to be disruptive in what we're doing here. Okay. So, you can go out and generate a 7-figure fundraising hub if you follow the steps that we're laying out for you, because you're going to watch it play out in the lives of others that are part of this group right now. Okay. So I'm sorry if I'm preachy, but I'm a preacher, if you didn't know that too. So, that's part of who I am. And I'm not trying to be demeaning in any way. I'm just being honest with you. All right. It's we got to have the grit to go out there and make a difference. All right. So that is the end of our workshop 106 here tonight, except for we're now going to open things up. So I'm going to stop share, and I'm going to go ahead and ask that if you've done some homework, and I'd like to hear from everybody here tonight, if possible. If you've done some homework, or you've got something you'd like to share, just go ahead and unmute yourself, and we'll go one at a time. And this is all a big family here. Okay, so please, let's engage, let's talk, let's share with one another, and now's your time. Okay.